samples for me, will you?
You're watching Sipping Off the Cuff on TequilaAficionado.com, part of Tequila Aficionado Media. I'm Alex Perez in California.
I'm Mike Morales, sweating it out here in my orifice here in Baldwin Park, California, which is somewhere near West Covina, where I used to tell people I lived. Okay, folks, if you've been with us, you know that we had a little bit of internet problems, but hopefully they're fixed. Tonight, Alex and I are going to be tasting and dissecting Paqui tequila,
Hockey.
Anejo. And when Alex and I first tasted Silvera years ago, there were no other expressions available. So it was only Silvera. And then the story goes that whoever the former owner was, um, there's a new sheriff in town, and John Chappell resubmitted his Paqui Silvera because at the time when we tasted these, we did not have a Brands of Promise. Um, that was just not in the cards at the time, and we do now. So last year they were a Brand of Promise nominee in that Silvera category. They were nominated for their packaging as well. If you like this hammered look, I gotta tell you, Alex has his first original bottle and box,
Oh, yeah.
and it hasn't changed a bit. Not one
Okay.
bit. It doesn't come in a box, I believe, anymore. Um, but yeah. Oh, you
Look at
still
that.
have original
What about
juice.
juice in there?
Holy cow, man. I don't have that luxury. I had to drink mine.
This is a
So
library edition now.
yeah, that's a vintage. That is vintage. Okay. But anyway, we flipped over the reposado. We get to taste the añejo tonight. What do we know about the aging on this one, Alex?
They say it's 14 months in American oak barrels. It doesn't say used, but I mean, look at the color on this.
Yeah.
Uh, Probably are using very old barrels or used barrels or reused barrels.
I would say, the first person that really made a big deal about using old barrels was Felipe Camarena, who is maker of G4 and Terralta. He looks for the oldest beat up barrels because he's an agavero, first and foremost, as well as an
Right.
ingeniero and a mad genius. But he wants to present his agave, so it makes sense that they would use an older barrel because the Silvera was very bright. The Reposado was very agave forward, and now we've got this the Añejo, which looks like it's going to be that way again. God, I hope you can see me. Oh, Jesus. Come back to me here, Alex. Please, come back. There he is. I was screaming at you because you had frozen on my screen. So sorry, folks. We're at the mercy of the internet. What can we tell you? What are we getting on notes on the nose? Oh,
Well, the beautiful caramel notes again, vanilla, spices coming through. You got even some peppery spice. But let's dive in.
let's do it.
Mm. Mm.
Wow.
Mm. Well, a pow in the mouth too, huh?
Yeah. All throughout your
Nice,
palate,
meaty,
the finish is still there. I'm getting more of that hot cinnamon, but it's almost peppery. It's almost like a pepper, but there's a little bit of cinnamon in there and
yeah.
spice, and at the rear of the palate. Um, and the more the wood notes are coming through, literally just wood. I mean, as far as the lighter baking spices, not so much, but you don't lose that agave. That's
No,
still still there.
yeah. It's not syrupy. It's not dried fruit. No, I'm getting more nuts, spice, more along the line of cinnamon, like you mentioned, Mike. But beautiful finish too.
Alex, I talked about
Mm.
how the Silvera had that bright lime, like a lime oil almost. And then the reposado had a little bit of orange, and now or not even orange. It was almost like a grapefruit. And now I'm getting orange, but it's like an orange blossom. It's not like an orange syrup or like a dried orange or orange fruit. It's like a blossom. Wow.
Nice.
This is
No, you're
literally
right. I do get some little floral. No, it's amazing how the Blanco is still coming through even on in the Añejo.
what about the mint? I know you sensed mint in the reposado on the nose. Are you still getting that kind of herbaceousness, or is it turned into something else?
No, I'm not getting as much in the Añejo, but I'm
Yeah,
getting some type of a fruit. Mm,
one more pass, folks. One more pass. I can't, wow. Mm.
beautiful.
Oh my goodness.
So
I don't
they
know.
say that this is, yeah, it's a light color. It's almost the same as the Añejo, as the Reposado. They say that it is 14 months again in oak, and it's really not dominated by wood like they mentioned. It's true. It's which I like, which is along the lines of Camarena, what he's trying to do too, which is really showcase the agave, which is still coming through here. I can still sense that baked agave in the añejo. It's beautiful.
Well, the reposado was, in a traditional sense, reposados were made to round out the edges of the blanco, and I think that's what this reposado um, is representative of, that old school mentality where we're just going to put it in wood just for a little while, just to soften the edges and then pull it out and bottle it and go there. And it really, that kind of old school mentality, that's got to be the master distiller and whoever does their barrel management, because he starts out with some great agave. That Silvera goes on and
Yeah,
on and on. Uh,
yeah. And let me tell you, this vanilla is really smooth. It's like buttery, not a buttery, but a silky
yeah, it's a
vanilla. I don't know if
it's
I'm mixing,
velvety,
or creamy. It's kind of creamy. To me, it's
creamy.
creamy. It's that creamy on the mouth. The mouthfeel is creamy with this vanilla.
Well, there's a lot, and I'm getting a lot of because I like to hold it in my, between my lip and gum. There's a lot of lip numbness too going on, and that
Mm.
happens. This agave, supposedly they wait to 7 to 8 years to harvest agave. They look for anything above 24 bricks, uh, uh, and probably
The
higher
sugar content,
for the sugar
that's
content.
correct.
They use wine yeast to ferment, unlike champagne yeast, which I guess there's a difference. I will go there. There is a difference.
Yeah, no, there's a difference. I would think they would say champagne yeast if it was, don't you think?
I think so
So
too,
they're one.
because yeah, Gnome 1414 is known. They use champagne yeast. That's again one of their stamps, besides the Mozart method, which is
Yeah.
what Alex and I love about that distillery. So
Oh yeah.
and again, they're not using yeast that's cultivated from the agave, which is what the Camarenas do. They have
Right.
they have their own proprietary yeast that they have harvested from the plants themselves. That they have done the culture from cultures of the plant. Um, so it's an elegant sipper, folks. I think it's great. It would be great in a cocktail, but before you do anything like that, I say drink it neat. Drink it in the Glencairn.
Yeah.
You won't be sorry. This is oh
Yeah.
man.
That's what I always recommend, Mike, is drink it neat first. That way you can really appreciate the spirit. And then after that you can do whatever you want with it. It's your spirit, it's your palate,
Yeah.
and just like my dad likes putting ice cubes in his red wine. Hey, if you enjoy it that way, go for it. I don't like
Yeah.
to do that.
Put red. Put ice cubes in it and put a piece of fruit and call it a sangria. You know what I mean? So
There you go.
there you
There you
go.
go.
So everybody's got a style. I will say this brand of promise nominee
Yes.
in the Anejo category.
Hands down.
This is a go-to, folks. There's a crowdsourcing situation going on. You could actually own a piece of Pocky. Okay, last year on that crowdfunding platform, it was the most successful campaign in 2020 was to own a piece of Pocky. And you know what? I'm almost tempted, but that would be a conflict of interest for me. So, uh, you know, but not for you guys. So, as far as I know, you probably are watching this in September. We are taping this, recording this in May. As of May, they are still running the campaign. So if you want to own a piece and it's July when you see this, don't hesitate. You're not going to be sorry. This is something you could be proud of because of the quality and the way it's being distilled. So why not? Anyway, hopefully Alex can hear me and he's not too frozen, or I'm not too frozen on his screen, because it seems to be that's how it works when you have glitches. But anyhow, let's just bear with us, folks, as we try to deal with this very last expression of Pocky. It is a wonderful expression. I will say this. I think it's going to score pretty high in the Brands of Promise category for Reposado and Anejo. But anyway, I don't see Alex coming back to us, so I'm going to sign us off, Alex, okay? I'm going to do that. There he is. Hey, Alex, sign us off and take us home, would you please?
Thanks for watching Sipping Off the Cuff.
Please subscribe if you hate what you just saw.
Please subscribe. Send us some money so we can get off dial-up.
Yeah. Yeah, AOL is charging us by the minute now. And whatever you do, tomar sabiamente. Yeah, bye.
Sip wise.